What is up, everybody? It's your boy Chuck, host of The Corner, where we talk about a little bit of anything and everything. Now, today, I'm going to catch y'all up with everything that has happened. I think it's been 2 weeks so far in the WNBA season. I'm going to catch y'all up with that. I got a little bit of news for y'all also. And also, I'm going to give y'all my picks for today and the weekend. And I'm going to try to get y'all's picks. Hopefully, y'all funnel in here and y'all give me a couple of y'all picks. I'll give y'all my MVP candidate for the season also. So, yeah, man, let's get right to it.
God, I just follow his plan. Even when it hurts, I still stand as a man.
All right, getting things started. A little news of the day for y'all. Tracy Ellis Ross of Blackish and Girlfriends. If you've seen those shows, both very good shows. Girlfriend's a little bit older. Blackish is a little newer. She will take over the starring role of Broadway's Every Brilliant Thing the show is called Every Brilliant Thing. The role is by Marcika Hartigay, the actress from Law and Order SVU. She will end her run on Sunday, July 5th, and that's when Tracy Ellis Ross will take over also. So shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross taking over that role. She will start Tuesday, July 7th, and she will go all the way through Sunday, August 9th. So that's about almost a month for her. And that engagement marks the fourth extension of the show at the Hudson Theater. So shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross, still doing big things. Now, tapping over into the NBA side, y'all have seen this face before. What's up, dog? What's going on? Y'all have seen this face before. The New Orleans Pelicans have hired former Orlando Magic coach Jamal Mosley as their next head coach. The team announced Monday. The Pelicans surprisingly brought former head coach Willie Green into the season, despite changing front offices last season. He lasted just 12 games before getting replaced by assistant James Borrego on an interim basis. From the moment Green was fired, New Orleans was already interested in Mosley. It was very well known across the league. Jake Fisher reported that the interest all the way back in November, when Mosley was still coaching the Magic team that harbored real playoff ambitions. We all saw what happened when the Magic ended up getting to the postseason. So shout out to Jamal Mosley for just rolling right into the next job. We'll see how the Pelicans bounce back, which how he'll have Zion, he'll have a couple other players under his belt. But we will see. Zion's probably getting traded. That's my opinion. But we will see how the Pelicans bounce back with their new head coach. All right, moving on. Stand with the NBA. SGA is your NBA most valuable player. Now, this is, I believe it says a 14th time where a player has got it twice in a row. So he is your MVP for 2026. He is in a dogfight right now with the Spurs. This Spurs and OKC matchup is something to see, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've missed a little bit of both of the games, but every time I've tuned in, I think the first game I tuned in when it was already in overtime, and then the other day I tuned in right when it was about the third or fourth quarter. So I've missed a couple of the games, but every time I've tuned in, it's definitely been some good bump over there between those two teams. Let's just hope those 3 straight playoff appearances rub off. Yeah, hopefully the Pelicans can turn around because they've been trying to turn around for a long time. Hopefully so, because it's a regular season award. Definitely. He definitely deserves it, man. He's definitely hooping out his mind. Going back to the playoff talk, I don't know who's going to win that matchup. I have no idea. I don't have a dog in the fight though. I just know whoever comes out of the East, they're going to get mollywopped by whoever comes out of the West. The East cannot compete with the West right now. All right, let's read over some of his accomplishments. So SGA led the Thunder to a league best 64-18 record this season, securing a second straight 60-plus win campaign, despite missing for Jalen Williams for 33 games, excuse me, y'all, due to wrist injury. Jalen Williams just got hurt again, his hamstring. So SGA has done well without him. We'll see how he continues to go. He is ruled as day by day. Hopefully, he can come back to play and he doesn't have to miss any games. The 27-year-old averaged 31 points while shooting 55.3% from the field, marking his fourth straight year averaging 30 points and extending his active streak of consecutive 20-point performances to 140 games. Wow. So SGA won over Victor Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic. I believe they were the top three in voting. People were trying to squeeze Luka in there, but he just couldn't make it. He missed a lot of games. So shout out to SGA, man. We'll see who comes out on top in this Thunder Spurs matchup. Playoff, that's a different story. Wnba. Yeah, Wnba is something, man. But I'm not gonna lie. Hartenstein, from what I was watching yesterday, he was really putting the hurting on Wnba. Like, I don't think it really mattered what he was doing, but he was definitely trying to do his best with putting Wnba like in a blender and keeping him from scoring. So, all right, moving right along, we got some gaming news for y'all. So, for us PlayStation users, because I'm one myself, I have some bad news for y'all, for us, right? So, Sony has raised the prices of the PS Plus subscription service. A 1-month subscription service now costs $11 per month, an increase of $1. That $1 adds up, especially with these gas prices nowadays. Additionally, a 3-month subscription just went up to $28, an increase of $3. So it was $25, now it's $28. It looks like annual subscribers are off the hook for now. So if you're an annual subscriber, which I think I am, no, I'm monthly. I don't know it though. It just comes out of my I see it in an email when it comes out of my account, but I'm a monthly subscriber. But if you're an annual subscriber, the price has not changed so far. So this only impacts new subscribers except in Turkey and India. So I guess if you're an existing subscriber, then you'll be fine. The company is blaming this increase on ongoing market conditions. When a tech company says this in 2026, it's typically referring to tariffs or AI-based memory crunch. However, PS Plus is a digital subscription service that provides a handful of monthly game titles to download. Members do get cloud save storage and online multiplayer access, both of which require servers that could be more expensive to operate nowadays. And maybe that's why the prices are going up, because they have to pay for all that data storage. Inflation, this inflation definitely has got to be stopped. It's a lot going on. Like, I haven't noticed the uptick yet in my subscription, but I don't even want to notice it. But it's just a lot going on. Like, it's a lot we got to pay for. And I'm not happy about that. I have one more thing to talk to y'all about. It's a little bit of sad news. We just got it about, I would say, about 2-3 hours ago. But if you are a NASCAR fan, I'm sorry to report Kyle Busch has passed away. He was born in 1985, passed away today, I believe. He was 41 years old. I don't know all the details. I know people are saying there's a video of his last race where he asked for the doctor to meet him in his bus after the race. And he asked for a shot of some kind. But all the details haven't been released yet. People are saying he was sick in the hospital getting treatment, and there's just no answer for it yet. But definitely, excuse me, condolences to the family. Um, if you're a NASCAR fan, um, I'll say it like this: like this was one of the names that I know because like I used to watch a little bit of NASCAR, but and then I sort of stopped. Like I will always like watch for like I couldn't watch it for the whole race or whatever, but I would always tune in probably like towards the end. His was one of the names. Like I'm like if I had to be a NASCAR fan of anybody, I'm a Jimmy Johnson fan. That's just who I grew up liking. But I will always see Kyle Busch's name like around or getting mentioned with oh he's from Vegas. Wow, he's from Vegas, dog. I didn't know that. But definitely one of the premier names in NASCAR. So again, condolences to the family. All right. The last little bit of news I have for y'all. Shout out to all the Transformer fans. Transformers, the movie, the original one, is getting a 4K re-release in theaters. Now, the date is supposed to be sometime around in September. I think it's about 4 days. I'll come back and get y'all those dates, but it's sometime around in September. So shout out to Transformers getting a re-release. I'm definitely gonna go watch it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm a big, super big Transformers fan. So I'm definitely gonna go watch it. That's the whole. If you don't know, this is the whole basically Rodimus Prime story, and how he got the matrix of leadership. But I don't want to spoil it all for you. But go watch the movie. It's a good movie, especially if you're like an older person. You'll probably enjoy it more than the younger ones. This is the animated one. Like the G1 though, like the G1 the G1. Not the other one that came out like a couple years ago. It was for the G1 one. The one with you got the power or whatever it was. That's what it's for. But I'll get y'all those dates. It's sometime in September. All right. Now we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty of what we normally talk about here. I'm gonna pop on screen. What's up, y'all? Good to see y'all. And we're gonna go right into it. And we're gonna talk about WNBA. I'm gonna catch y'all up on some scores real quick from last weekend and this week. So starting off, we have the Atlanta Dream took on this is Dog's team, Las Vegas Aces. As you see, Dog in the comments, this is his team. This was a good game, y'all. Like, it looked a little scary at first for Atlanta, but they definitely came back. That's a team, like, I'll say this. Let's talk about Atlanta real quick. Atlanta looks good so far. They've only played 3 games, but they look good so far. They're still figuring out their offense, still trying to see where everybody's going to fit. I don't know what the starting 5 is going to be when Brianna Jones get back. I can only assume that it's going to be Angel at the 4 and Nas is going to bump back down to the bench, but I don't know. I'll say this, then we can talk about the game. So for the Atlanta Dream, with Angel Reese, I think she has to realize that this is not the same role she has had in Chicago. Like, you are not the primary scorer anymore. You don't have that load on you anymore. You don't have to bear that burden. We need you to play defense, get rebounds, and score when your time is called on. Like, we're going to need you to score sometimes, yes, but you're like the third, fourth option on that team. we need you to play defense, get rebounds, be that energizer for the starting five. And right now, she's like still missing her layups. Sadly, she's not taking her shots that are open. Um, it just looks like a little bit of a confidence thing. Maybe she's just not fully confident in the offense right now. I don't know, but um, I just think she needs to play a little bit more freer. You know, take what the offense take what the defense gives you, and go from there. Like you don't have to be the burden bearer that you were in Chicago, right? But we'll see how she plays tomorrow. They face off against the Dallas Wings, who just got a good win. We'll talk about that game too. But going back to this game, right? Chelsea Gray is an absolute monster, and I can't stand when she's playing for a team that that's going against one of my teams, and I'm not rooting for her. When she plays an unrivaled, I'm rooting for her. But when she plays against like Atlanta or Washington, I'm not rooting for Chelsea Gray. But she is a clutch monster. Like somehow in the fourth quarter, she just turns into something so dangerous. And she's so confident. Like it's not like she's just throwing the ball up. Excuse me. She's not just throwing the ball up hoping it'll go in. These aren't half court heaves. These are straight get to your spot, dribble pull ups, and stop. You can try to stop it if you want to, but you're probably not going to stop it. That's who Chelsea Gray is in the clutch. So she finished with 21 points, 6 assists, 5 3-pointers made. And most of them were open. I'm not going to lie. So shout out to the Aces for getting that dub over the Dream. Oh, let's stay on the Aces real quick. The Aces have a cheat code, y'all. Like I'm not gonna lie. The Aces have a cheat code. And I was watching this when they played Atlanta. The Aces have Kennedy Carter coming off the bench. And what they were doing in the Atlanta game, Asia will go sit down, and guess who's coming off the bench? Kennedy. Like, what? You have to deal with Asia bullying you from all three levels of the court. And then you got to go run around and chase Kennedy Carter, who can pass very well also. You got to stop her. Like, you have to have a good team to prepare for that. And the Dream, they had the speed to keep up, but they just didn't have they were missing Ryan, but they didn't have enough to keep up with the Aces. But shout out to the Aces. I said earlier before the season start that they can't get off to a slow start how they did last year, and they have not. I think they're like, 4-0 in their last 5 games. So, no, they lost, 1? They're like 4-1. But shout out to the Aces. You know what their record is, dog. Just put it in the chat. All right. Indiana Fever earlier this week. I know we'll talk about Caitlin in a second, but Indiana Fever earlier this week, when they played Seattle, this was over the weekend. She had 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists, so a double-double for Caitlin Clark. She looked real good, real comfortable in the offense, shot the ball pretty well, limited her turnovers where she could. But that Seattle team is, I don't know what's going on. Between them, Connecticut, and Portland, I have no idea what's going on with those 3 teams. Everybody just looks lost. They're trying to figure it out. They're scrambling, whatever. All right. Still talking about the Fever. Let's stay with the Fever. This was the other night. Aaliyah Boston back. She was hurt before this game. She came back this game. Caitlin Clark was hurt this game, which we'll talk about in a second. Aaliyah Boston finished with 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And in this game with Portland, she looked sort of unstoppable. Like, they had no answer for her. They didn't have a big enough to compete with her, to stop her. She just looked like she was dominating in the paint, getting wherever she wanted. And she had a little attitude with it too. Like, she was, I don't remember the girl's name from Portland, but they were like going at it. And Aaliyah was getting the best of her. So shout out to Aaliyah Boston, man. She is one of my candidates for possible MVP. We'll talk about that later in the show, but she is definitely one of my candidates for possible MVP. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark real quick. Let me grab some water. Let's talk about. Yeah, that's what I thought. Opening night. Oh yeah, I got that blowout opening night. Yeah. yeah. Let's talk about little CC, man. All right, Caitlin Clark. So apparently, the Indiana Fever did not report that Caitlin Clark would not be playing until like I guess 2 hours before the game the other night. It was last night, whatever. But you can't do that. You need to they need to be on the injury report prior to. So and it wasn't like a questionable or probable. It was like she's playing. Never mind, she's not playing. And it was because of her back. They saying she had back soreness. But you're supposed to report this way prior to. So a lot of people are speculating they're going to get fined. I don't think it's that big of a deal. A little slap on the wrist, whatever. I'll say this. The league right now has 44 games, I believe. Around 44, around that number. My opinion was that this was a load management move because of what happened to her last year. She had the injury bug last year. She couldn't stay on the court. So I think they're trying to preserve her as much as they can. Like you're going up against a Portland team, you probably don't need Caitlin Clark. Let's be honest. A new Portland team that's trying to figure everything out. They just released 3 players. We'll get into that too in a second. So you probably don't need Caitlin Clark. But if you're going to do the whole load management thing, you got to deal with the repercussions, right? So if it's going to be a fine, are you willing to take the fine? Cool. Now you're cutting to Aaliyah Boston's salary, who's the highest paid player in the W, I believe, besides Asia, because of her contract. Aaliyah contract stretches out. So you got to be careful with what you're doing with these players. Maybe her back was really sore. Who knows? But if it is a load management thing, like you gotta try to, I guess, cover that up a little better. Like put the injury report out sooner when it's supposed to be out. But shout out to the Fever, man. They're rolling. They're getting it together. They started out a little slow also. A tricky team. I don't have as much faith in this Fever team as I had in the Fever team from last year. I'm not as worried about this Fever team. I just don't see the same fire that the one last year had. The one last year, if they had Caitlin Clark, I think would have went way farther in the playoffs. All right, let's get into the other scores real quick. All right, this was over the weekend. Gabriela Jaquez, 20 points, 8 rebounds. The Chicago Sky ended up beating the Lynx. Boston has the highest overall contract. Yep. So yeah, if they're going to keep getting fined, then they're cutting into Aaliyah's contract. I mean, yeah, her money. That's Aaliyah's money that y'all just giving away. But Chicago Sky, they won over the Minnesota Lynx. This was over the weekend. This was the game they played the other day. They ended up losing to the Dallas Wings. Jessica Shepard, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. Now, this game, I was watching this game actually. Paige started off real slow. She was just kind of taking shots, like trying to see what would fall. Her shot was not falling early. AZ Fudd came in, the number 1 overall pick. She came in, got a couple threes off. She played. Did she play like a number 1 overall pick? No. But did she play like a high draft pick? Yes. Now, we're going to talk about this throughout the season because it's a couple other candidates that probably, if we do a redraft of this year, probably take that number 1 pick from her. Like a Lauren Betts or Olivia Miles. But she played as best as she could last game. Jessica Shepard, again, had a good game. Enrique basically saved Dallas at the end of the game. We all know how clutch she can be as well. For Chicago, if you don't know, Rakia Jackson did suffer a torn ACL. Very, very sad news. Especially with all she has had going on over the year, but she is out for the season. I actually had her on my fantasy team. I had to drop her from my fantasy team. Very sad about that, but also sad about her not being able to play this season as well because it looked like she was going to be the face of that Chicago team. All the scoring was probably going to come from her. All your guards are like over 30. Um, Camilla is your next like most talented player, young player on that team. Yes, you did just get a good draft pick from UCLA, but everything was going to go through Rakia. So now Chicago has to like retool and lean on those older vets that they have. Um, Olivia Miles is cooking. Yes, Olivia Miles is so dangerous. After watching her play a couple games this season, she is dangerous. But when she's off, she's off. Like it's bad. Like you can tell that she's just off. But when she's on, that chick is dangerous, man. But yeah, overall good game from Dallas and Chicago. Praise up for Rakia. Camila Cardoso also had a good game yesterday until Dallas put Lee Giroux in. As soon as Lee Giroux got into the game, I don't know why every time Camilla faces another 6'7" person, she just lowers her play style or whatever, but she does not play as well against other 6'7s. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, she doesn't play good against people her height. But it was a good game. All right. Moving on to some more scores. Toronto Tempo. This was over the weekend. Toronto Tempo beat the LA Sparks 106-96. Brittany Sykes, 38, 3 points made, and 3 steals. Now, let's talk about Toronto. This is my sleeper team for the year. I think they're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to be one and done in the playoffs, but I do think they make the playoffs. This team is Marina Mabry's team, but they do have the Batman Robin complex going with her and Brittany Sykes. I just don't think Brittany Sykes is as consistent as Marina. Marina is always going to give you points. Brittany Sykes doesn't show up sometimes to me. Like she sort of goes missing. But I do think this Tempo, they don't even have Isabel Harrison back yet. And I think it's one more player they're waiting on to be cleared from injury. But this Tempo team does look pretty good. This LA Sparks, I don't know. This is another confusing team with the other ones I named earlier. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's players. But the LA Sparks cannot get it together and be a good basketball team for some reason. They just can't. Like, they can't finish. They can't finish games. They'll start off pretty good, but then they'll just dwindle out throughout the game. And they're just not good. They're not good. Like, I don't know why. They have Cam Brink, Kelsey Blum, De'Erica Hamby, NECA. They just got NECA. Erica Wheeler. Maybe Erica Wheeler is not the fit they thought. Maybe they can go in a different direction before the trade deadline. But they're just not good, man. Like, they're just not good. All right, before we get into this other score, let's talk about the Portland Fire. I have no idea what's going on with this team, right? I have no idea what's going on with the Portland Fire. No, I don't even know who the head coach is. But I have no idea what's going on with this team. Like, to me, it's just Sarah Ashley Barker and friends. Because they just cut, listen who they just cut. They just cut Sug Sutton, your starting point guard. They just cut Haley Jones, starting 3. And Kamaya Smalls. I think she was on a developmental contract. You just cut 2 starters. And picked up 3 3 other players who weren't starters on any team. One made the dream team, Holly Winterburn. She made the Atlanta Dream Team, but she was going to be like a end of the bench rotational player. She wasn't going to get no bump unless called upon. So what is Portland doing? I don't know. Yeah, they got a win under there, but I think they got a couple wins. Let's look at their record, actually. Because I don't want to tell y'all the wrong standing, right? So they're 2-3. They won 2 games. The atmosphere in that arena, exciting. Great atmosphere. But the team itself is like, what's going on? No, you just cut 2 starters. 2 starters and a role player. And picked up 3 role players. Like, I don't know. But moving on, right? This game, this in my head is a little rivalry to me. Just 2 bad teams going at it. 2 young teams going at it. Legger Walker, she had 16 points, 3 assists. Connecticut wins 80-78 over Seattle. Seattle Dom is hurt. That wasn't this game, but Dom is hurt. They just got Awa, though, the draft pick. She's now with the team, so hopefully that provides a spark. But then you have the Connecticut Sun, who have Anissa Morrow, Sanai Rivers, Brittany Griner. Just picked up Haley Van Lith. She's getting good minutes. Olivia Nelson, Ono. But Anissa Morrow didn't only play 7 minutes last night. And she's not hurt. And then she was seen in no media in any of the posts from yesterday. So what is Connecticut doing? Some people saying they're tanking. I don't know. Their coach, I didn't like their coach last year, right? I didn't like their coach last year because some of the decisions he was making on the court didn't make any sense. It took him a while to play Anissa last year. He didn't play her until towards the end of the season. And now she got to fight again to get minutes. Is she getting traded? Does he have more faith in Aaliyah Edwards than Anissa Morrow? Are you trying to get draft picks? Or are you trying to get a different player? There's a rumor saying Connecticut wants to do a trade with the Dream. Who do you trade for? Nas? Do you break up that friendship circle? Trade for Nas? Can't trade for Angel. That's not happening. You're not getting Ryan Howard or Alicia Gray. You might get Jordan Canada. Probably not. You're not getting Pow Pow. Who do you trade for with the Dream? Besides maybe a Nas. I don't know. I don't know what Connecticut's doing. But they need to figure it out. All right. Let's get into a segment called Chuck's Picks. Now, there are 3 games today. You have Toronto versus Minnesota. Minnesota's already up. The game just started. Minnesota's already up 2-0. Then you have at 8 o'clock. Well, that should be starting about now, too. You have the Valkyries versus New York Liberty. And you have the Sparks versus Phoenix Mercury. So going through my picks real quick, because I got to run. I got to let y'all go. But going through my picks real quick, I have... Give me Toronto as the upset over Minnesota. Connecticut right before they moved to Houston. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Pow pow to Houston. No, she's not leaving the dream. Stop that. You stop that nonsense. Anyways, I got Toronto upset in Minnesota. I have New York over the Valkyries. And I have Phoenix beating LA because LA just can't get right. LA just can't get right. Hey, it could happen. I don't see it. I don't think. I don't know. Then Atlanta doesn't have any. They have shooters, but not like Pop. But those are my picks for tonight. MVP, I have Asia Wilson, of course. I'm going to throw Aaliyah Boston in there. Alicia Gray. No, let's take Alicia Gray out. Let's go Stewie. And then let's go MVP. I'm trying to give y'all 4. Asia, Aaliyah, Stewie. I can't throw Caitlyn in there because I don't know what her health is going to be like. Satu's not healthy. Fee's not healthy. Chelsea Gray. Lord, why can't I give y'all 4? Oh, my screen just went. Hold on, y'all. Let me take this one call. All right, let me hurry up. What's the completed a month? Asia Wilson. The reigning. Hold on, y'all. Give me a quick second. All right, I'm not at my usual spot, so I gotta do others. Let's see, Asia, Aaliyah, Stewie. Let's look at some. Can't really throw AT in there. Let's go. Sheesh, I don't know who to go. I'm gonna throw Alicia Gray up there. So I got Asia, Aaliyah Boston, Stewie, Alicia Gray. And that's my 4 for MVP. It may change mid-season. I may do a regroup mid-season. Yeah. Let's see who else. Defensive Player of the Year, Asia. She shared it with Elena Smith last season. I think Angel could have a chance at Defensive Player of the Year. I would say Cam, but she just doesn't do enough. Dom, if she gets healthy, maybe. It's a little tough. Maybe it's too early in the season. Maybe I should wait till like game 4. Well, we're already past game 4. like game 10. Maybe I should wait till game 10 to give y'all the full list. It's a little tough right now, early in the season. All right. Anyways, checking on my teams that I told y'all about when we first started this up. Atlanta Dream, we talked about them already. Angel, you need to make your layups. And y'all need to improve y'all's defense. But otherwise, y'all look pretty good. Mystics, I don't know what their head coach is doing. I feel like he just lets them run around and play most of the game. A lot of good young talent, but it's clashing a little bit. Like, I feel like everybody's trying to get their moment instead of being a team. Yeah, they just need a little bit more discipline on the Mystics. Oh, but I actually went to the Mystics game a couple weeks ago. Great atmosphere, very fun time. I didn't get my jersey. I was supposed to get a jersey. I didn't get my jersey. But that was a very fun game and great atmosphere. And the team does look good in person. I just think they need to clean up their discipline. Toronto Tempo, my sleeper team. They look good. It's basically Marina's team. I just think they're gonna scratch and crawl their way to the playoffs, which will be fine. But I have them making the playoffs. And my fun team, the Connecticut Sun, on their sunset season, it may not be my fun team anymore if this keeps up. I don't know what's going on with this Anissa Morrow situation, but I don't know. Like, I need them to figure this out. Maybe this coach gets let. Well, I think in the W, you don't see coaches fired mid-season in the W. It's always after because the season is so short anyway. So I don't think that coach makes it to Houston at all. So maybe they are tanking. Who knows? But yeah, man, that's really Ace is gonna be your fun team. Nah, I don't think it's fair to root for the Aces right now. Like, they're too good. Like, they're just too good. They're too good, man. Are they beatable? Yes, but they're too good. They are fun to watch, though. Very good team to watch when they're not playing any of my teams. But yeah, man, I think that's all I got for today. We will catch up with y'all Monday when we're back on the regular pod. Me, Dog, and Deuce. I guess we're going back over the 53-man roster again. Oh, actually, I don't. It may not be Monday, so hang tight. It may be Tuesday, but y'all will know. I did get in on the ground for like, yeah. I wasn't there for the build up. I was watching y'all from behind the scenes, but I can't claim that bandwagon. But yeah, man, that's all I got for today. All my socials are down below, as you see going across the screen. Feel free to hit me up. Tap in with everything I got going on: Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. I'm probably about to. No, I'm not. I'm gonna stream tomorrow sometime. I probably won't stream again tonight. But again, appreciate y'all for stopping by. Remember, when you're done kicking it at the lab, you can always kick it with me at the corner. We can talk WNBA and a little bit of everything else. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for coming by. Again, I do stream my gaming stuff on TikTok mostly now, so feel free to come hop in, like the live, share the live, or whatever. You don't gotta stay the whole time, but it'd be cool if y'all just stop by, kick it with your boy. I was a Silver Stars fan because of K Plum. I really gotta fair enough. Yeah, man, that's all we got. We will see y'all next week. Appreciate y'all for coming by. And just like that, we are gone.
God, I just follow his plan. Even when it hurts, I still stand as a man.